Hey guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, could you please go to your YouTube channel and there's a live chat in the chat box. Just give me a message so I can know you can hear me. Okay? So in your YouTube, yep. Thank you, David. All right. In the Zoom, and I think you guys should go all the way to the YouTube, and I'm going to give you the link because we are going to use the YouTube instead of the Zoom. The reason is because with the Zoom, sometimes I can't show exactly what I'm typing in the screen. So that's why I prefer to use YouTube. And after 15 minutes and the last 10 minutes, we will use the Zoom and we will come back to Zoom and we will use Zoom um, to do some Q&A. Okay? Yeah, you have to go to the YouTube. So I'm going to give you the YouTube link. I'm pretty sure your mom and your dad already has the link. And if you don't, you can go to the link in the checkbox. Okay, so we will start at 5 minutes. And if you still have some problem to use the YouTube, please let me know. And you can use Zoom or in the YouTube chat box, you can send me a message so I can work with you. All right, guys, we're going to start very soon, and I'm going to end my Zoom, so you guys should join after the class, okay? So I'm going to end the meeting, and I want you to join, come back with Zoom if you have questions. If not, and you can stick with YouTube. All right, so I'm going to end the Zoom. All right, I'm going to end it. So, and it, all right, but I'm gonna start the Zoom meeting after the class, okay? So no worry about that. And hopefully everyone is already on YouTube. If not, and please let me know. So so in our class, I want you to use the in the YouTube. You should have a live chat. Is in this chat box. If you have any question, you can put your question on the live chat box, so I can know what's wrong with my computer. Sometimes I may doesn't have sound. Sometimes just I forgot to turn on my camera. So yeah, that's the one way you can contact me. The other way is you can send an email to me, or have your parent to send me a message through the WeChat group. Okay, so today is the first lesson, and I want you to go to one website first. So basically there are two websites, but the first one you need to go is the website called Repair It. So I'm going to give you the link. So I click on here. Sorry about that. I'm not going to answer the phone. All right, so I'm going to give you a link called Repair It. So now I put it into the YouTube chat box. You can go all the way to the link called Repair It Python 3. And there's a link in the chat box. Okay, so I'm going to show you like this. So you go to your chat box, there's a link, and you click on this one, and now you can go to the website in your browser. Okay, I prefer the browser to be Chrome. Okay, the Google Chrome. And of course, if you don't have Chrome, you can do IE or Microsoft Edge or Firefox. But I prefer Chrome because I like Chrome. All right. If you don't have Chrome, you should ask your parent to install it after this class. So we are going to learn Python. Okay. If you like JavaScript, and you can start from 7:30 is our junior class, and we are going to talk today is still going to talk about Python, but we will mix a little bit with the HTML, JavaScript, CSS in the junior class. But in the basic class, the entry level, we are going to use Python. So in Python, I want you guys to go to this website. If you are in this website, please send me a message in the chat box in YouTube. You can leave me an emoji or saying done or yes, so I can know you are here in this website called Repair It Language Python 3. All right. So the other way is like if you can't find this link, you can always go to Google. Just type Python 3, and you said online editor, and most likely you can find it in here. Okay, the second one, and you click on it, and it will go all the way to the website on here, Python 3. Okay, If you're in, please let me know, put it in the chat box, and we can move forward. So I guess most of you guys are in and already in the website. And on your right hand side is a black box, and left hand side is a white box, and here is some menu here, right? So what I want you to do is in your black box, you just type, how about just type something 3 star 3 and see what happens. So if you can figure it out, what am I doing here? 3 star 3, and it show me 9. And if you can have the 9 show up on your black box on the right hand side, the black box, and please let me know and put it into the chat box saying, okay, I got it. Okay. All right, I will give you some time to just type 3 star 3, and now hit enter, and you should get the answer 9. Okay. If you don't, you probably go to the long website. So my question is, what is this star do? What is this star? So for some of you might have some difficulty to find where's the star key in your keyboard. You can look up your keyboard. There's a number 8, and you have to hold the shift key, and then press the number 8, and then you can get the star. Okay. And I saw a lot of you guys can get the answer 9. So basically, the star means a multiple. So you do 3 multiple 3 equal to 9. All right. And how about we do something harder and see if this computer can work as the calculator. And let's just do 200 multiple by 999 and subtract 59 and plus 88. And now what I am going to do is going to also 88 multiplied by parenthesis, and now you do 6 subtract 2 and have a close parenthesis. Okay, and now once you finish this typing, and you can hit an enter, and you should get the answer exactly like me, is 200,093. And that's what I want you to do. If you have some difficulty to find the answer, please double check with the typing, because in most cases it's just some typo problem. All right, so yeah, what I want you to do, just do 200 multiplied by 999 subtract 59 and plus 88 multiplied by 6 subtract 2, and the answer should be 200,093. All right, if you got the answer, please let me know and put it into the chat box and say yes. All right, so I guess most of you guys have got the answer 200,093. What I want you to do this time is you go to the white box on your left, on the middle, in the middle. If your screen is big enough, it should be shown in the middle, or on your left hand side, on this side. So what I want you to do this time is just like you will type console. Oh, sorry, not console. Sorry, forget about that. So you will do print, okay? Print, and parenthesis, you do print. And what is print mean? When you type print, is in Python we call it function. So print is the function, and now we have a parenthesis here, right? And inside the parenthesis, what I want you to do, just type any number, okay? Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now you hit enter. And now you should have two lines here. One is print, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And second line is brand line. And what you need to do is go to the button here. When you put your mouse over the button, it will turn into green, right? Green. And you click on this button, and this print function will print the number you just type inside the parenthesis, and it should show up on the breadbox. Okay? So I saw Daniel is saying you can print hi, or you can print a number. But right now I just want you to print a number. It's just saying any number you want, but I just put my very giant number 1 to 9, and now my numbers show up on the breadbox. Okay, so you have print, and then it will show the number on the breadbox. So you have print 1 to 9, and it show up on the breadbox. Now you would say, what's the difference when you're using the middle one over here and over in the breadbox? And what's the difference between them? So in the breadbox, we usually call it is console, or we say is command line, or whatever is output. Okay. So we will do our coding in the middle box, the white box, and once we are printed, and it would output all the way to the breadbox. So the breadbox is like the screen in your computer, and the white box is keep your coding. Okay, so you should have print, and then have a number over here, and it should show the output over this side. So what I want you to do is like you're going to do the second line, right? So let's just do print, and now this time we would put a single quote. So you type a single quote, and actually is 2 single quote inside the parenthesis, and now you would say this is my game. Okay, so you would type this is my game, but it have to wrap it by a single quote. All right, so it could be a single quote or double quote. Okay, but you should use the single quote at this time. So once we have this print and we want to have it output to the breadbox, so how are we going to do that? So we will click run. All right, so now you should have two output. The first one is the number. You just type a very big number 1 to 9, and the second output should be this is my game. All right. So I will give you 3 minutes. You will finish this coding. If you are finished, please let me know and put a message in the YouTube chat box so that I know you are done and we can move forward. All right, I know some of you guys may still have some problem, so let me just rephrase what I'm doing here. So the first thing, you have to go to your this website, right? And go to the Python 3. If you don't, and I will put the link into the chat box once again. All right, you click on the link, and now you can get to this website. In this website, there's a breadbox, and which is called the console or the command line or the output, and whatever you call is like you do your coding in the white box. And in your white box, you should type print. Is all the lowercase print, and behind the print should be parenthesis with open and close. So open and close. Inside here, you should put a big number, a large number. So it's like, for example, it's 1 to 9, what I type here, but it's up to you, right? And now you have the print is called, another one is saying, this is my game, okay? This is my game, or, but you have to wrap this is my game with single quote. So where to find the single quote? So the single quote is in your keyboard. Every time you hit the Enter key on the left side of the Enter key, there's a single quote. Okay, so as long as you press the single quote, and this is my game will turn into the color red. So it would be color red, and if it's the number, it should be color green. Okay. So the funny thing here is like, if you can print and if you output here, this is my game, right? So I'm going to do one more print, just saying print, and just ask what is your name, okay? And now it just saying what is your name, and once you type this, and it's supposed in the breadbox, when you click run, it should show this is my game and what is your name, and you want the people to type their name, right? So that's how the other function come in. It's called input. Okay, so we have print. The print is output to the breadbox, and now I have the second one called input. Okay, so if you put input, the people can type their name inside your program, and it would be show, for example, welcome to my game, somebody. All right, so I'm going to just click run and see what happened. So I'm going to run it again. It's just saying, this is my game, what is your name? So obviously my name is Georg, George, right? And what I want you to do, you finish this code, like you add two lines. One is what is your name, the other one is called input. And you click run, it should show you what is your name, and now you got a chance to type your name called of course it's your name, it's not George, right? So you will type your name and hit enter and see it work or not. And once you're done this code, please put a message in the chat box so we can move forward. All right. Okay, so Lee Han and saying it said name input is not defined because you didn't put the parentheses. So you have to put the parentheses after your input. Okay, once you put the input, it should be good. So try it one more time. And once again, you have to make sure the string, this sentence, have to be turned into the color red, because if it doesn't turn into the color red because you didn't wrap it with the code, and it could be a single code or it could be a double code, but if you put a single code at the beginning, you have to close it with the single code, and this one have to be inside the parentheses. Okay, so you can do double code but here you can do the single quote, but you have to put inside the parenthesis because we call this one is a parameter for this function. Okay. Alright, I will give you 1 more minute and hopefully you have finished your code and hopefully you can get the answer. If you didn't get the answer, and don't worry about that, and after this class and I will talk to you and give you some suggestion. And like Hongming Zhao here, and she or he just put the answer over here, and yeah, if honestly he's doing really good in and you have to double check your typo, and sometimes you make some mistake, like for example you type input, you probably doesn't say input. Okay, usually you found the same color like what I have here, and the purple color is for the function name, and the sentence wrap, once you wrap it with the single quote or double quote, it will turn into the color red. If it's a number, it should be color green. Okay. All right. So let's just move forward, and you just type what is your name, and I put my name George, right? And most of the time, once you put George in your game, you should have something to show up. Like for example, I type another print, and it's saying, "Hello, George," like just hello. And I want to say your name. So how am I going to put my name here? And I think most of you guys might wonder, how am I going to put the input in here, my name here? So I may just put something called a number. No, is we call variable. So I may just put variable. So I just say VA, just put V space equal input. Okay, and now you put the V after the plus. So I'm gonna run it and you will know what happened. And this time it will stop here. It's saying, this is my game, what is your name? And again, my name is George, and I hit enter. It's saying hello George. So basically it's what you input from this function, and it will assign the input value into the V. And so, and I put the V behind the hello and use the plus to join this hello and the V, and it will show me hello George, hello George. Okay, and we will learn that what is this V do, and this V is called variable in the programming. But at the moment you might not understand what is variable do, and it really doesn't matter. And what I want you to do, you just type V equal to and the input function, and with this code, the line number 4, you will get the value into the variable called V. And now you can join the V with the hello, and after you click the run, and you should show hello your name. But it seems like I make some mistake here, right? You see that I hello and doesn't have a space here. So what I want you to do is you are going to type exactly what I type here, but what I want you to do is you're going to fix this problem. I want to have hello and a space George or your name. Okay, if you fix the problem, like you got a problem called hello George, like this, and please put a message into your chat box and let me know. Okay, so if you fix the problem, have the space between the hello and your name, and if you fix this problem, and now you should put the a message into the checkbox so I know you're done with that, right? So yeah, please go ahead and finish your coding and do the V and put the V here. A V just a character, and it should be have the equal sign and have the input built-in function here. And now you have the V, and to use a plus to join the V with the hello, and it should show hello George. But what I want you to do is you're going to fix the problem with a space over here, because they are joined together but doesn't have a space. So if you already fixed this problem and you run the program and you make sure it is fixed, and please let me know and put it into the chat box and say yes or got it. All right, so I think most of you guys are already done because which is very simple. And what you need to do in order to fix the problem, what you want to do, just add a space behind the hello. And so you can have a space between that. So what I'm going to do is I click my run button again, and it's saying, what is your name? So I would say my name is Garfield. Okay, so that's why I have hello Garfield. All right, so that's why because we put one space over here. And what I want you to do here is we do a little bit different. So in order to use the plus to join the we with the hello, so what I want you to do is like you put the percentage here, you put the s here, and now we might just do let's do a percentage over here and see what happens. So I will do one more time, and Garfield. So it will show hello Garfield again. And let me zoom it out and show you what's my code. So I changed a little bit. I didn't use the plus over here. I didn't use that plus over here. Instead, I use a percentage symbol. And where can you find the percentage? You can find it in your keyboard in the number 5. If you want the percentage, you have to hold the shift key and put the press the number 5, and now you can get the percentage. All right, and inside here I have the space behind the hello and with another percentage and an s here. So remember that this one altogether we say is a string. So we will put this v into this string. All right, you got it? So if you have this kind of thing, it's kind of weird, right? When you have the plus, you know you can join them together. But if you have the s here, percentage s, and now you have percentage v, and you still do the same thing. Like you have the input Garfield, and now you do hello Garfield, hello Garfield. So you just do hello Garfield with the percentage v. Okay. So yeah, what I want you to do is just change a little bit on your code. Instead of use the plus, and you do hello percentage s and do the percentage and space v. And now you run it again, it should show you hello Garfield. It will exactly like what you did before. Do the plus and with the name. Okay, so I want you to finish this code. At the meantime, you are working on this code. I'm going to the new website, and I'm going to show you what are we going to learn in the coming weeks. So you continue on this website doing this code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new tab, and I will go to a new website. And once you're done, let me know in the chat box. But I'm going to do type W3 schools in the Google. All right. For whoever already finished the code, and you can go to your have a new tab, open a new tab, and in the Google you type W3 schools. W3 schools. Okay, we're going to learn from this website, and if you have time you can do it by yourself, but we'll follow the website and we'll learn from W3 schools. All right, so but for whoever continue working on this one, and what I want you to do, you continue to do this code. Once you are done, please go to the Google and type W3 schools, and you do a search, and on your first one it should show up W3 school online web tutorials. So I click on this tutorial, and you will go to the w3schools.com, and on here you will see the first menu is called tutorials, and you click on the tutorials. There's a programming, it's called Learn Python, and you click on Python and you will go to the Python. We are going to learn all the way from the home to here. Okay, we're going to learn all the way to here in the coming weeks. All right, so hopefully you have finished this code, and I'm going to explain to you what we did today. So the first thing we did is we use a print function to output a number. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's a big number. And of course you can do like multiple by 2, and also you do print a sentence, and it's called "This is my game." But instead of just typing "This is my game," you have to wrap it with a single code, which will turn this sentence into a color red, and we call it string. We call it string. Okay, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, string, but for now you know. Whatever you code it, you wrap it with the single quote or double quote, single quote or double quote, and it would be turned into color red. We call it string. Okay, so we have the string, and now we have the first string is called "This is my game," and now you have the second string, and what is your name, and you print it, and it will show up on the bread box is what is your name. All right, and now you will type input in on the right hand side of your equal. So you have the equal symbol here, so you type input and it will assign the value from the input to the variable v. So is v is a variable, so we have just print hello and plus v, and it will show you hello Garfield. Or you can do the way I did here, you put the percentage, and here you have the percentage s, and you can do twice, like hello percentage s, and it's long. But what you need to do, you can do and I run it again, and it also shows something long here, and I put another parenthesis and it will show again George, and I hit hello George, good job. So but I'm going to explain this one to you, but I just show you There's a whole bunch of way to do the output. All right, so you don't have to know why is the working like this way, because it might be you have to know what is these parentheses do, because you wrap it in a tuple, we call tuple. But never mind if you don't understand it. But what I'm going to do is just have you to understand. You can do S with the V, okay, with the V. So you can do it this way. So it will show this V will fill up the percentage S over here. And now it should show you hello George. Okay, so let's just go back to the website called W3 Schools. If you already did here, if you're not, you just go to Google, just type in W3 Schools, and you go all the way to the w3schools.com, and on the menu you should find the tutorial on here, and you choose Python beside the programming, and now you can go here. All right, if you still have some difficulty to find it, and I may just copy this link and put it into the chat box, you can click on the link and go all the way to this website. So what we learned today here is the first lesson, and we learned using the function print. Okay, so in this website is pretty easy to learn. For example, you can test yourself with the exercise. For example, you can do just type print here and submit your answer, and it will show the answer here. Just print, submit the answer, it will say correct. And I want you to do this, go to this website once if you have time, and now you can try with this W3 Schools tutorials. And at the meantime, we will focus using this website called Repel It, and we are going to work on here. Okay, so since today is the first lesson, what I want you to do is just get used to the all these website, and if you have any question, now you can join the Zoom, and you can talk to me if you have any you need my help. All right. Okay, so if you have any question, you can join the Zoom link. I just put it into the chat box, and the password is 68. And you can go to my Zoom if you need my help on the programming, or if you want to talk to me, you can go to the Zoom. Okay, today is very easy, and we will get started from here, but from the next week it would be much more harder, because we are going to talk about variables first, and we are going to talk about numbers. And in the numbers in Python, there's different type here, and we have the integer, float, and complex. And I'm not going to cover complex because some of you guys doesn't have the doesn't learn complex in the school yet. So we just do integer and float. And we talked about string already. We use the string because we wrap the sentence with the single quote. And we are going to talk about true or false is a Boolean. And also we already used some operators, like for example we use the plus and we use multiplication is a star, and we also use a percentage and to do the format, but not here. And yeah, some of you guys, Daniel already showed me he know the double star and is called this guy. Well, I'm not going to cover that because some of you guys already learned this one in school, so you can think about that. And we are going to focus on the leaks and also tuples, sets, dictionary, if else, and while loops. And that's what we are going to do in our next coming weeks. All right, so let's see if any one of you join the Zoom, and I'm going to turn on. Yeah, if you want to talk to me, you can use the chat box and I just unmute you. All right, and I can talk to you. So all right, so I guess no one have the question, and here's something funny for you to do your homework this week. And what I want you to do, you can use this method like the print and input. What I want you to do, you can define your questions for your game, like what's your name and how old are you, and what's your favorite color, and of course once you get the answer you can output something funny. So you can do it this way. If you use print and input, and you can make a small game, and you can send your game to me through to my email address, and my email address is called help@dataerror.ca. and in the meantime I'm going to put it into the chat box in the YouTube, and if you finish your game you can send it to me. Okay, you can design your questions, and also you can have your player to answer the questions for you. And now is your text game. All right, okay, so let's see the Zoom. If anyone have a question, you can talk to me. Okay, Ryan, and I'm going to just unmute everybody. I think you guys can unmute by yourself, right? Alright, if you want to talk to me, you can unmute yourself through the Zoom and I can talk to you. And if you have a question, please let me know. Alright, so Ryan said, I don't understand the homework and how I make a game. I don't want to talk. All right, so let me just do a little bit for you. So for example, you're saying what is your game, and you can do what is your name, and this one is just like keep typing another question, and what is your favorite color, and now you do you just for example you have a C. You can do whatever character you type, just C, and now you put input again, and don't forget the parentheses. Now you do print guide. Now you said C is your favorite color. Okay, so I'm gonna run it and I'm gonna show you what happened. For example, what is your name? Is George, and then hello George, what is your favorite color? And I said is blue, and now you said got it, blue is my favorite color. And now you can have the second question, print, keeps printing, and have the second question. And for example, how old are you? And you might have the character, it's just saying input, and now print saying I am print yes, so something like this. Okay, but it's up to you. So something like this. Okay, that's the homework I want you to do, and you define some question, and you have the input, and now you have the output. All right, so I guess that is for today's lesson. And the homework, you can if you don't know the homework, you can come back to the YouTube channel and take a look on the homework. And again, let's check out the Zoom. Yeah, Ryan, that's right. It's pretty much is a game, a small game. So yeah, for the first level, the junior level, today is N. That's all for our first class, and because I'm going to continue from the 7:30 is for the junior level, and which is much more harder. So if you want to still want to stay here, and you are welcome to stay with us. In but if you don't have that much programming experience, you might just drop from now. Okay. So from 7:30 to 8:30, we will have the junior level, the middle level. Okay. All right, so I guess we are going to continue with the junior level. So junior level is like I assume you guys already know Python and also know how to do the programming. So now the first one for some of you guys probably is the first time for you to do that. So what I want you to do is just like you go to the Google and type CCC questions. Right? So that is the junior level, okay? It's the junior level. If you are not the first time to do the programming, you can follow the junior, listen to the junior level. If it is the first time you are doing the programming, and you can leave now because we're going to do the CCC questions, okay? And is supposed to be much more harder. And we are also use PyCharm and not just use Repawit, all right? And you can either to be a grade 5 or grade 4 or in junior high or senior high. It really doesn't matter because it's just for the competition. So what I want you to do is like you go to the Google and type CCC questions. CCC questions, all right? You type CCC space questions like this. So we're going to do the junior level, right? And of course, you go click on here for the some of you probably the first time to do that, and you go all the way in the University of Waterloo website. I'm gonna you go all the way to the contest and you find past contacts. You click on the past contacts and you would go all the way to here. So I'm going to put the link in the chat box and hopefully you know how to get here because you're supposed to have experience on the to do the coding. So you go to this website and do the first part is for the mathematics competition and the last part is for the computer. So what I want you to do is you go all the way to the last table over here, and on the first row is saying problems, tests, and solutions. So what I want you to do is click on the 2020. You click on here. You go to 2020. Okay, you go to 2020. And now what I want you to do is go to the junior problems. You click on junior problems. Now you should open this PDF document. So I'm also put this document into the chat box. All right. So what I want you to do, you open this chat box. Open this document, and you start to read your questions. And I will give you about 5 minutes. You finish the first question to understand the problems. Once you finish, and we will start to do this solve this problem. All right. So I already put the link into the chat box. You should find it is in the Waterloo University of Waterloo website, and you should be able to find it from the from this PDF, the Junior 2020. And I will put the link over there and just put it into the chat box. What I want you to do is is the link to the PDF document. And once you open it, I will give you 5 minutes. Like for example, I will in the 7:45 and we'll start to solve this problem. Okay. So
I have a question. Wait. What link? Like, it's not in the chats.
Hey Daniel. So
Wait, I'm on Zoom.
So could you please go to the YouTube, and I may just give you a link.
Can you send a link in the chats, like YouTube video link?
Yeah, sure.
Like in Zoom chats. I don't have it.
All right, wait a minute. I will just put it here, and here you go. Okay, so you go to the YouTube video. It's live streaming, and you should find it from there. And at the meantime, I want you to read the questions for that document. And for some of you guys doesn't know how to get to the Waterloo website, and I will say it one more time. So first you go to the Google and you just type CCC space questions. You just type CCC space questions and you hit enter. And now you would get to the first search item. You click on that and you will go to the University of Waterloo. And you scroll down and you find under the contest menu there's a past contest, and you click on this one and it will show you the Center of Education in Mathematics and Computing. You scroll all the way down because the first part here is for mathematics, and only for the last part, the last table here, it should show you the problems and tests and solutions. The first one is 2020. You click on 2020, you will come over here, and the first link is junior problems. That's what we are going to do. And so you click on the junior problems, it will show you the PDF document. And hopefully everyone get here, and I give you like, now I only can give you 3 minutes. You can finish reading the first problem, like the dog treats. So at the meantime, you keep reading, and I may reading by myself. Okay, so I got a habit to read the questions. Every time I will have my pencil and paper here, pencil and paper. So what I'm going to do is once I read something about the numbers, and I will write it down. Okay, but yeah, since I'm doing the live streaming, so that's why I'm going to do I put it in my computer and I'm gonna read it, and now I will take a note, and that's my habit. All right, so the first question is saying the dog trips, and it's saying basically it's saying the dog loves treats because every time he feel happy, it depends on how many treats you gave here. So the first one is like you keep a small one, which is a small one, a middle one, medium one, or a large one. And if you can measure how happy he is, and they use a formula here, it's like 1 multiplied by s plus 2 multiplied by m and 3 multiplied by l. Okay, it's just like 1 multiplied by s plus 2 multiplied by m, and now 3 multiplied by l. Okay, so but at the meantime you should keep reading the questions, and what I'm going to do is like I continue to read the problem and I take some notes, and once I'm done I'm gonna start to do these questions. Hopefully we can finish problem 1 and 2. And I believe the first 3 questions is just some mathematics problem. But since we already know how to do the programming in the middle class, like our junior class, and you're supposed to know how to solve the problem, what I'm going to do is just show you my way to solve this problem. So what I'm going to do is like here, it's saying for the input, it would be the each line will contains the a number. The number will be less than 10, and this number would be, the first one would be the S, and the second one would be the M, and the last one would be the L. So for this sample, it's 310. So it would be just 1 multiplied by 3, because the first line is 3, which is the S here. Okay, it's S. And now you plus 2 multiplied by 1, because the second line is 1. And now you have the 0 here is 3 multiplied by 0. So, and this math, I would say, is 3 plus 2 plus 0. It would be equal to 5. So if it is 5, Barry the dog is feeling sad, because if it only be if your score is 10 or greater than 10, it would feel happy, and that's why you have the dog will feel sad here. Okay, and for the next one, the sample 3, 2, 1, and you would do 1 multiplied by 3 plus 2 multiplied by 2, and plus 3 multiplied by 1, and equal to 3 plus 4 plus 3, and equal to what's that? Is 10, right? So 10 is equal to 10 and greater than 10. That's why you will feel happy. And this one is they feel sad. All right. But that's the way we do with the math. But how are we going to use the programming language to do this one? Right? So, like every time I did is pull up my PyCharm, okay? I use PyCharm, but if you don't have PyCharm, and you should use the Repel-It, and I'm going to copy this website, and you can go to the Repel-It and use this website to do the programming. Okay, so that's for my the basic level. But for here, we are going to use the PyCharm or the use PyCharm or use the Repel-It. Either way, it would be okay. So if you are the first time to use PyCharm, what I want you to do is just like let me just open it one more time, and once you open the PyCharm, you can create a new project, or if you already have a folder, you can open the folder or open the project. Okay, if you don't have the PyCharm, and you can go to Repel-It and use Repel-It to do this programming. And some of you might like Visual Studio Code, and I also have Visual Studio Code, and you can use Visual Studio Code to do the programming. But since it's Python, it's much more easier with the PyCharm, so that's why I stick with PyCharm, right? So yeah, if you have any question, you can talk to me after this class, because I can help you out with the any problem you have. But let's just move forward, and I'm gonna use Repel It, but you can use PyCharm here, all right? Because I think some of you guys might be the first time to do the programming, so you doesn't have the PyCharm installed. So that's why I might use this website to solve this problem. Okay, and like, because the input for the first input, we are going to do the first input, and we will assign it to the variable s. So that's why we have s equal to input, and we have the second line. Second line, it will be the input to the M. M is stand for the medium tricks. Okay, so that's why we have M. We have M equal to input. Okay, now of course for the last one is the large, maybe the large tricks. So I will use the variable called L to have the input. Now you have 3 inputs. So the first one, and the second one, and the last one. Okay. So how am I going to apply this formula? Obviously, you would have the result. So let's say is total. We have the variable called total, and you have 1 multiplied by s plus 2 multiplied by m. Okay, 2 multiplied by m, and also just 3 multiplied by l. Now what are you going to do? Just like you know what I mean, right? So what you're going to do is just like what you need to do is just like you evaluate the total value against 10. If it's greater than 10, and now you should saying it is happy. If it is less than 10, you should saying is sad. Okay, let me turn off my, sorry guys, I'm going to turn off my my Zoom because no one uses Zoom. And now we go back here, and it's saying if total is less than 10, so you are going to say set. All right, else print and happy. And I guess it's easier and pretty easier for the first one. So let's try it one more time. I click run, and what I'm going to do is have the first input 310. So I will do 310, and it's saying if total is not supposed it's not supported between the string. So could anyone help me to correct this problem? So basically is because what we do the input from here 310 is the a string. So we have to convert the string into the integer. So what I'm going to do is just use the function called pass, maybe just integer function, and wrap the input. It will convert them to be integer. We just cast the value from string to the integer, and now we can do got the total. So I will try one more time. 3 1 0, and it should be have the output called set. All right. So because this question is pretty straightforward, it's the first question for the CCC. I think most of you guys can solve the problem within 20 minutes. And the only problem is you have to read the question, right? And you spend like 10 minutes to read the whole thing. But yeah, the way to solve the problem is pretty straightforward because they already give you the formula. So you just copy the formula and you put from the input and convert it to the integer, which I always make this mistake because sometimes I forgot I put the input and I think it should be the number, but it is the string. That's why I have to use the integer function to convert the string into the number. And now I can get the total value from this formula. And now you do evaluate if total is less than 10, and now you set is set because the dog doesn't like it. And if the dog if over 10, of course, if over 10 or equal to 10, and it should be show happy. All right, that's what I want you to do. And if you finish this code, and please let me know. And I'm going to continue to test my my sample 2 here. And at the meantime, if you finish this coding, and please put a message into the chat box and let me know you have done that. So what I'm going to do here is just like 3 2 1, and I just run it again, and 3 2 1, and happy, which is good, right? So how about Eric have done, and which is good job. Yeah, some of you guys saying why you have to convert from the string to the integer, because for example, you do the multiple, you have to multiple with a number, right? In Python, string is like a sentence. It's like a sentence, so you can't do the calculation with the sentence. So that's why we have to convert the input into a string, into the integer here. Or maybe you have to convert it to the float. Like for example, you might have the float. If you put like 2.5 in, I'm going to show you like this way. Change a little bit, just like you might have 2.5 and you set, and you have to convert the 2.5 to the number, right? But since I assume your input should be an integer, that's why it shows some error here. And what you need to do here, you should change integer to float. And now I tried again, and it should be okay. And now 2 1, and now still set, and that's the way to convert this input to be a number. So the input is 2.5, and 2.5 is not an integer. If you want to convert it, and you have to use the float to convert 2.5. But in this case, because they always just come with a number which is integer, so that's why you don't have to worry about you're saying it's an integer. That's why what you need to do is you just use the int function to convert it as the integer. But if sometimes it will come with the decimal, that's why you have to use float to convert the input into a number. So once again, if you're already done with this coding, and please let me know, because I assume it's very easy for you guys to do. And what I want to do is continue with the second question if we have time. And also in our during the summer, I send you guys some one challenge question, and I also want to talk about that. So once you have done, please let me know. Put it into the chat box, and I can know we should move forward. So for some of you guys have finished this coding, you can move forward to the second questions. All right, to the second question. So you scroll all the way down to skip the French version for the question 1, and you can go this one. It's called epidemiology. It's basically for the pandemic. And what I want you to do is read this question, and once I'm done with the first question, I will come back with you on this. All right, so yeah, you should go ahead to read the whole question for the second one. right? Yeah, for some of you saying, how about I give the dog, like for example, I give the first small one, I give 5. The second one I give 20, and for the last one is good 2. So of course it's over 10 is happy, right? So no matter how the what kind of input, so your program should be still working, because um, it's just a formula to get the total value of your tree. And if you compare with the number 10, if it is less than 10, the dog will feel sad. If it's greater than 10, it will feel happy, or greater or equal to 10. So in the junior level, you should already learn that if is less than 10, which means is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, something like that. If it is greater than 10, it should be 11. But if it's equal than 10, it also go into the else. So what I'm saying is, for this one, it should be total is greater and equal 10. Is greater and equal to 10. Okay, so that's why we do else and print happy. And if less than 10, you would say is sad. All right. So I want you to let me know if you're done, and you should put a message into the YouTube chat box. And once we are done with this, we will go ahead with the second one. And the second question is for, let's see, is for the, I think is for COVID-19. It's the coronavirus outbreak. So we are going to work on the model to predict how many person might got infected if in this model. All right. So how about I still want to give you like 2 more minutes. We are going to read the question 2. All right, so I guess you guys have finished this code, and that's it for the first question. If you are going to take the competition, and congratulations, you finished the first problem. And now let's get to the second problem. Okay, so DFW, which is invariant syntax. So whoever have the invariant syntax, you probably just missing one of parentheses by the end of the because here you see there should be two parentheses to close this input, right? Because we have one function here and the second function. Most of you guys might be just have a typo error here. And again, if you have some problem to do to debug your program, what you can do is just remove, like for example, for me, you just remove this part and click run. If there's no problem, and it should be okay. And then you just remove a few and keep seeing which part is causing the problem. And if you can check the error message, you should, most of the time you can understand what kind of error you got from your coding. And I believe most of you guys just have some typo and causing the syntax problem. And this one, of course, is pretty straightforward. It just like you apply the formula 1 multiplied by s plus 2 multiplied by 2m plus 3 multiplied by l. And here is evaluation with the expression, and total is less than 10, and otherwise is happy. And if less than 10, it will print the set. And inside here, of course, it should be just a string and wrap it with the code. And I guess you don't have any problem with that. So let's just move forward to the question 2. Okay, so whoever doesn't haven't finished this yet, and let's just move forward to the question 2. And in the question 2, of course, I will do my my note, because I strongly recommend you to take some notes. For some question is really big, and after you read the whole one, and you probably forgot what you have read. So that's why I take some note. And here is the same. They are going to develop a simple model. When a person have a disease and they infect exactly R other people's, so the first number should be R, okay, but only on the very next day, and no person is infected more than once. So what does it mean is like so which means if it is active case, it would be active case. It doesn't say if it is recover, and then it would be reinfected. So we want to determine the total of more than P people. So it's P. So P have the disease. Okay. So it's saying R and P. Only two number. R is obviously is one person, one patient. It will infect number of R, P, other people, other human. Okay. And now that is the total one, and they want to see how many it will be got the total number of the infected. So it's kind of sad, because when we are working this question, and let's read the input specification. So the first one is saying there are 3 lines of input. Each line will contains the 3 integer, and the first one, it would be the P, which is the total number of infected, and the second line would be the number of n. So what is n for? So it would be n. N is the number of people who have the disease on the day 0. So let's say day 0 at the beginning, and the first line is for the R. So it's saying 1 could be infect R. So for the output is like they want to know the number, output the number of the first day on which the total number have the disease greater than P. So for example, in this output, it's saying that P is 700, P equal to 750, and the second line is N equal to 1. So at the beginning in day 0, you only have one infected, and now the third line would be it would be R, because if 1 it would be have 5, right? Infected 5. So let's see, and so in the day 1, so in the day 0, let's say in the day 0, it would be let's say in the day 0, it would be 1, right? Day 0. So day 0 is 1. So in day 1, the next day, for example, the next day, it would be 1, of course, plus what is plus 5, right? It's plus 5, because 1 could be 5. So it's the day 0, it will infect 5 people on day 1. So on day 2, yeah, on day 2, so it would be 1 plus 5 plus 25, because let's say just 5 multiplied by 5, because one patient would infect R, okay, will infect R. And in day 3, so it would be 1 plus 5 plus 5 multiplied by 5 plus 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5, right? And that's why in day 3 it should be this number. Okay, so that's why it got total is like in day 4 it should be this one. So in day 4, let's day 4, and I may just copy it and paste this one. Press in. Well, 5, right? So and then we got the number like equal to in day 4, let's 6. So I have to pull out my calculator because the number just keep going up. So I want to have the calculator to do that, right? Or I may just use Python. I may just use Python and just do 31. And now we would do 156, and you would do 781. So now, because 781 is greater than the first one, P, 715, and this why it would be the output would be 4 days, because after 4 days it will over the P, the first line number. So hopefully you got what I'm saying, and I will give you about 5 minutes, and you will fully understand what this question asking, and how are you going to solve the problem. And you might need to understand what this means, and why is keep plus and keep growing. Okay. And of course you have the second one, because second one is like is small number, is 2, and then 1, then 10. Okay, so, and at the meantime you have to you read the question again, and I will do the same like this list for the second output, the second sample. So that's one is the first sample 1, right? So for my second one, it will be just day 0. I have day 0, because that is 2. So day 0 you have 2, and for the day 1, now you have because it's the 2 plus should be 2, right? Because the 1 is 1 person will infect 1, they only infect 1, so that's why exactly 2 people are infected. And now in day 2, it should be keep growing, 2 plus 2 plus 2, because every time just multiple by 1, so it's just multiple by 1. Okay, multiple by 1, multiple by 1, and something like this. So once after 4 days, 5 days, it will over 10, because of course, because you kept infect the same number of the person, so that's why you have in the day 5 you have 5 2. So I'm going to continue to finish this, and at the meantime I want you to fully understand this question. So since I have some space issue here, but I hopefully you got the point, because every time it just like you keep doing the total number of the count and compare with the p, because you got to keep an eye with the p, right? And so you know if it's over this number, it would be you got the answer. Otherwise, you will keep doing the next day. And what you need to do, the second value you want to keep is the how many new patient got infected. And the new patient got infected is based on the previous day. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you in the coding. So let's go back to the coding. Right. Where's my so again I will go back to here, and I will change a little bit on here. So the first one should be P. So let me remove all of this. So the first one should be P equal to, and don't forget this time you will convert from the string into integer, right? So you got input, and the second one variable would be where's my note? The second one would be n. The second one would be n. The first one, the day zero patient. So it should be n. And again, you can copy it and paste here because it's reading the second line. And now you got the R, which is the how many got infected by the N. All right, so that's what we got from the input. Okay, so for example, for the day 0, it should be N, right? N. So let's say we have the day 0. So you have, of course, you have N. And now for the day 1, it should be you have N multiplied by R. Okay. And you also, at the meantime, you should, that is for the new one, new infected, that's patient, let's say it's patient. But the total number should be, the total patient should be N plus N multiplied by R. So you got what I'm saying? So for day 3, it will keep doing the same thing. All right? So what are we going to do here is like you should use while loop, because you don't know how many days it will take, right? It may continue to loop, but every time you got one loop, it means 1 day. And that's why we got a while loop here. While loop here. And if the total number is greater or equal to P, and then you should stop. So that's why if it is less than P, then you should continue to do the same thing. All right, so let's just define the variable called total patient, just total equal to 0. Okay, and now you have you have something called the new patient, the new one. So let's also, you have new patient equal to 0, and also you have how many days. So let's just say day equal to 0. So in day 0, of course, the total should be equal to n, right? Because the first day it should be n. And now the new patient in the day 1, so it will be day 1. So you, of course, you can do it like this, but yeah, but I want to show you, just do simply just type like day equal to day plus 1. It would be day 1. Okay, in day 1, what happened in day 1? Day 1, the new patient will be the new patient. Let's say, oh, the new patient, the new patient should be the last time's new patient, the previous new patient, multiplied by the R. Okay, multiplied by R, which is the infected rate. Okay, but at the beginning, the new patient in day 0, we should say is n, also n. Okay, and now the total patient, it should be equal to, right, total plus the new patient. Okay, after this loop, and the total should be keep growing, and the new patient, let's see, the new patient would be the previous day's new patient. And now after that, you should have output today. But what I want you to do is, how about you just have here, you have the output of the new patient for each day, so you can keep track of the number, and to verify it is correct or not. So that is for our debug purpose. All right. So I'm going to run this one, and we will see it work or not. So I'm going to run here, and so I go back to my my sample is 751 and 5. So it should be 7, 5, 50, and 1 and 5, and it would be 4 days. Okay, it would be 4 days. So it would be 4 days, right? All right. And what I want you to do might be you also print the total, and maybe sometimes you can keep track of total. You can say print total. So you have better to just say 750 and 1 and 5. Now you should have this kind of thing. All right. So, but in the test, you should comment them out, because that is only for the debug. And that's the code we are we're going to solve the problem for the second question. So let me rephrase one more time, and because question 1 and question 2, most of them, what you need is just fully understand the questions, because the question seems like it's long and hard to read. And if once you are fully understand this guy, and you don't have any difficulty to finish to solve the problem. So the first one is like you have to have the input, right? So you got the variable for P is the total number, and for N is the new patient, the beginning for the new patient, and for R is like if there's new patient, if you have infected another set of the patient in the rate of R. So that's why they always doing like this. Like in day 1 is 0, and 0 is you have to do 1 multiplied by 5, because 1 can infect it 5. So that's why total you got 6. And in day 1, and because in day 1 that is the old patient, and in the day 1, because you already we have 5 patients, and now you have 5 multiplied by 5, and now you got 31. And the same thing for day 3, and it just keep increasing because every day you got new infected. And the key point here is how to get the new patient. And now you can evaluate the total number, and then it would be over the P. Okay, so that's what we come out to understand how this model works. So once you understand this model, and it's much more easier for you to just use a while loop, because if the total is less than P, you have to continue to look for that, because the total patient should be greater or equal than the first line, the P variable. And every day, you, for example, for day 1, it should be patient, the new patient, and multiply by R, and now you keep increasing and add it up to the total variable, this total variable, until the total is less than P. Okay, and that's all we need to do to solve the question 2. And if you are done, please let me know. So I will give you 5 minutes. At the meantime, I will turn on my Zoom, and if you have any question, please let me know. And you can either put your question in the chat box, or you can ask me through the Zoom. Okay. And once again, if you have any question, you can join the Zoom meeting. If you don't have the link, I will give you the link in the chat box. All right. And the password is 68. It's 68. Okay, it's 68. And I will show you my code, and you can do it in your way. But once again, if you have any problem, please let me know. Hey, Eric, if you have problem, you should join the Zoom so I can help you. But if you guys already have PyCharm, you should use PyCharm, okay? Because it is the first time for some of you guys to join the class, so that's why I use the Repel. But you should use PyCharm at the next lesson, okay? If you don't have PyCharm, please install after the class, and we will use PyCharm next time. All right, and I will rephrase the whole question again. I believe this one is much more harder, but I will repeat one more time, and then I will help some of you in the Zoom to solve the problem. So Angela, just wait for me, and I will finish this with the explain one more time, so you can, and then I will help you out in the Zoom. All right. So let's just go back to the question, because in this question, and it is we are working on a model, and this model is going to predict and how the disease spread. So if in the day one, only have one person in sample one, you only have one person, and then the next day it will spread it out. For example, if it is spread out 5%, so that's why in day one it would be have new patients, 5 new patients, and the total number should be 1, the original 1 plus 5 equal to 6. In again for the day 2, it will keep increasing because the new patient is 5 people, right? In day 1, in day 1 is 5 people, and now you go to the day 2, it would be 5 multiplied by 5 equal to 25. And in the same way, you just keep increasing by the new patient. If you read the question carefully, and you should understand what I'm talking about. And in this model, it will keep increasing in day 4. It will over the first line 755 and I just show you in my note. So in day 1, you should the new patient is 5 because 1 will infect 5, and in day 2 the new patient will be from the previous day 5 new patient. It will infect another 25% because 5 multiplied by 5. And in day 3, and it keep increasing with 25 by 5. And in day 4 is 125 by 5 because the R is 5. It keep increasing with the new patient. All right. And at the meantime, you should keep an eye on the total. because it's 6, 31, and 156, and 781. Once it's over 705, and we have finished our model, because we know 4 days it will have 781% got infected by this coronavirus. And we go back to our code. So in our code, the code, so we, of course, is simple. You convert the string into the integer with these 3 lines. In these 3 lines, and this is the comment I show you how the new patient and the total patient, and that's why in at the beginning the total is n, right? Because the total infected is n, the second line, and new patient is also n, because of course they will be equal to the total in day 0. And so in the while loop, because LD loop will be 1 day, and now you have 1 day, the total should be less than p, and day 1 and plus 1, and have new patient multiplied by r, and got the new patient, because this new patient is the previous day's new patient. In the first one is should be the day 0 new patient, and we add it up to the variable called total, and so that is keep increasing for the total until we got this over the total over the first line p, and so you print it out, and that's why you got day 4 for to predict the spread. All right, so I'm going to the Zoom and see what I got, and it seems like no one in the Zoom. All right, so I think I will leave you guys to continue to work on this question, and I am going to end this class. All right, so if you have any question, please send me an email to help@dataerror.ca. okay. Hey, Angela. Angela?
Yes.
So could you just show me your screen, and I can take a look. So what's the...
Okay. It says that you disabled screen sharing.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. I just... all right. How about you try it now? It should be okay.
My thing.
Oops.
It like doesn't work. It just keeps going all the way down like that.
I'm sorry, I didn't see your screen.
Oh.
Did you share it?
Okay.
All right.
It goes like.
So, yep.
Like.
Enter. 1, 2.
And it goes all the way down.
Oh, okay. Let's see. It's have total new patient. Yeah, because the new patient should be N. You go on. Yeah. Why? Because in the day 0. Because in the day 0. Oops, sorry. One second. Give me 1 second. So in the line 7, it should be N, right? Because the reason is because in the day 0, it should be have N person got infected. You got what I'm saying? So how about you run it one more time?
Okay.
Okay. So that's good, right? How about you try the second sample? You run it?
Hey, on the second sample?
Yeah. Second sample. Second sample should be 10. The first number should be 10, and the second one is should be 2, and then is R should be 1. The first one should be 1. And now hit enter and see. Oh, it's 4 days. That's not correct. Huh. It should be 5 days, right? You see? Yeah, 10 to 1. It should be 5 days. Yeah. And let's see what's wrong with that. Okay. So let's go back here. There are 2 people in day 1.
你这个相应的，那么好比你的山东省第一名是700多，那么别的省排名却600多，那么一样都是第一名进清华，他不会说全山东是前10名都能进清华，别的省是只第一名成绩。按照什么来为历史了？说每个省情况是不一样的，那怎么会是的？按比例，按比例，每个省的1%，比如说每个省的1%，千分之一进清华的话，你看这千分之一都是谁？对。那考了多少分？525。552。552。
Oh, I got it. It's just because it have to be more than P, so it's equal more than P. So that's why you should have one more day. 10, 2, 4. So Angela. So you just go to the line 9. It's say while total is less than equal to P, because the question is you have to be more than P, more than is no is no not greater than, is less than equal, is less than equal. No, Angela, go to the line 9 is less and equal. No, equal. You have one more equal. Yeah, you go ahead and run. 10, 2, 1 should be 5, right? So because you have to be over more than, so it's not just equal. All right, that's it, I guess. All right, I think that's it for you. All right, cool. All right, thank you, Angela. See you next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.